Let's start with a short prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyati Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I welcome everybody to today's class on Dhyana Yoga. So in the previous class, we have discussed from chapter number 6 of Bhagavad Gita. And we have done from the verse number 1 till verse number 6, right? So today we'll be continuing from there and we'll be doing from verse number 7 till verse number 15. So I will be calling out for volunteers and let me share my screen. So verse number 7. Before I share my screen, let me just get things ready. Yeah, it's ready here. Okay, a quick introduction to today's session, okay? So what is today's session all about? So the last class, it was verse number 1 to 6, right? We saw where Lord Krishna was explaining about who is a true yogi, who is a true sannyasi. And a person who is renouncing the attachment for the fruits of action is a true yogi and a true sannyasi is what we saw. And we saw the concept of the yoga ladder. And we saw how Bhakti Yoga is the topmost rung in that ladder called as a yoga ladder. And we saw a person who is elevated in yoga system does not act for sense gratification is what we saw. And we spoke about the mind, okay, where Krishna started to introduce about the importance of the mind control. Okay, what is the purpose of all of these yoga systems is controlling the mind. And if that is not achieved, there's no point of any kind of a spiritual practice. Because mind happens to be our best friend and mind happens to be our worst enemy. So that's where we stopped. And in today's class, okay, so we'll be talking about what is the benefit of controlling our mind. So when we control our mind, right, so we will naturally follow the order of the Supreme. And then we will understand how Krishna consciousness is the highest yoga system. It's a kind of a practical samadhi, which frees us from material dualities. And we will also understand what's true realization, how does true realization come from. We will talk about that, and we will see the attitude of an advanced yogi towards his friends, enemies, and others. And we will speak about some yogic practices like brahmacharya, etc., and how it all combines together and how this discipline is required. Krishna is going to explain how one must start to do meditation. A yogi who is aspiring to become spiritually liberated must be doing the yoga practice. Okay, this is what we are going to be discussing today. Okay, so let me call out people who are here for reading out the shlokas. Who are interested in reading the shloka here? Yeah, okay. Yes, Sumit Prabhu, yeah, go ahead with the verse number 7.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes. Jitatmanah prashantasya parmatma samahitah chitoshna sukha dukkheshu tatha manapamanayoh. Translation: for one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already rich, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay. So the purport, also can you just read it?
Yes. Actually, every living entity is indeed to abide by the dictation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. When the mind is misled by the external illusory energy, one becomes entangled in material activities. Therefore, as soon as one's mind is controlled through one of the yoga systems, one should be considered to have already reached the destination. One has to abide by superior dictation. When one's mind is fixed on the superior nature, he, uh, he has no alternative but to follow the dictation of the Supreme. The mind must admit some superior dictation and follow it. The effect of controlling the mind is that one automatically follows the dictation of the Paramatma or Super Soul, because this transcendental position is at once achieved by one who is in Krishna consciousness. The devotee of the Lord is unaffected by the dualities of material existence, namely distress and happiness, cold and heat, etc. This state is practical samadhi or absorption in the Supreme. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, so what is this verse talking about? Let's try to understand. Okay, it says Jitatmanah Prashantasya. Okay, Jitatmanah Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shitoshna Sukhadukeshu Tatha Manapa Manayu. So, for a person who has conquered the mind, we are talking about the mind and what happens if you can completely conquer your mind. It says here that Paramatma Samahitaha. The word Samahitaha, if you see the word to word meaning here, it's given as approached completely. The other meanings for Samahita is absorbed, collected, concentrated, composed, and steady in mind or attention. That means completely absorbed in Paramatma. Somebody who can control his mind, the moment you control your mind, you know what happens? I mean, we may be wondering, okay, let us say one day we are able to control our mind, completely able to control our mind. So, what would happen next? Will we be able to maybe control the universe or something like that? No, that's not what is going to happen according to Bhagavad Gita. According to Bhagavad Gita, when you are able to fully control your mind, right? So at that point of time, when your mind is completely calm, undistracted, you will start listening to the superior dictation, the superior dictation of the Lord within. So the Supreme Soul or the Super Soul, Paramatma, is situated in everyone's heart. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto, that I am present in everyone's heart. So that is Krishna's expansion, plenary expansion of Lord Vishnu is present in everyone's heart and is called Paramatma. The moment our mind becomes completely calm, right, then we can hear the superior dictation, the dictation of Paramatma. That is Paramatma Samahita. So it is like this, okay? Let us say there is a classroom where there's a lot of noise, okay, and the student is not able to hear. The teacher is speaking indistinctly, but the teacher is speaking, but students are not able to hear because there's a lot of noise that's going on. Maybe there's some kind of a wedding procession going on. There's some noise. There's something that they are playing in the radio, that speaker system like that, and okay, that wedding procession went away and the traffic noise stopped, and whatever they were playing, some kind of white noise which was coming from that mic system, audio system, stopped. So what would happen next? You'll be able to hear the teacher's instruction very clearly, correct? So it is like that. Krishna is talking to us, but we are not able to hear him. And the reason why we are not able to hear him speak is because there's a lot of noise within our mind. So that's the reason why we want to be able to control our mind so that we can listen to that inner guidance. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that, for those people who are constantly remembering me, I will give them knowledge from within. He says, Buddhi Yogam Dadamyam. See, for those people who are always thinking about Krishna, Machitta Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam. Right? So he's saying, If you are thinking about Krishna all the time, Krishna will give you knowledge from within. He will give buddhi yoga from within. Right? He'll give how to go back to Krishna. Krishna is ready to give. But we are not able to hear. Okay, it's not the problem with the signal. So what we think is that why can't we see God? It's one of the questions that we say. Why can't we see God? Why can't we hear God? See, we are not able to hear God not because his signal is not strong. It's because our receiver is distracted with a lot of noise. You see, when we remove all that mud from that water, then the water becomes clear. Then you will be able to see through. So similarly, if we can control our mind, right? If we can control our mind, then what will happen is we will start to hear the dictation from within, the dictation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paramatma, right? So what happens is, see, when you control your mind, when your mind is completely under your control, naturally something happens. That is, you start following what Krishna is telling. Okay, when your mind is completely subdued, so as long as our mind is not subdued, we will not be following what Krishna is saying. Just like Arjuna, right? Arjuna, he is having so many thoughts that are running in his mind right now, right? So he said so many things, what is it? What if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? And when Krishna started to speak, his mind is settling down. His mind is settling down. And then when Krishna explains, Arjuna will come to a state when he says, everything is very clear now. Now it's clear. Now it's clear. So to come to that state of clarity, we should control our mind, right? So this Krishna consciousness, it is possible to achieve transcendental position at once, immediately. By doing Krishna conscious activities, our mind can immediately come to samadhi, right? And what is samadhi means? Samadhi means to be able to remember the pastimes of Lord Krishna all the time. This is practical samadhi. So if we are able to do that, then any kind of dualities that can come in our life, sometimes there is happiness, sometimes there is sadness, okay, sometimes there's some shocking things happening, sometimes very good things happening, sometimes very unfavorable, sometimes favorable things, all of this are happening. But when we are practically absorbed in Krishna consciousness, when you do this Krishna conscious activity, right, you will be able to tolerate all of that. This is called practical samadhi, right? So this is the thing. So I would say, just try to reflect. Just try to reflect, where is your mind wandering? Okay, where is your mind wandering? In a normal day, where all does your mind wander? And when you try to sit down in solitude, when you try to meditate, when you try to find that inner peace, what is your mind thinking? Right? Try to make a note of that. Try to make a note of that. Okay, so let's go to the next verse. Let's go to the next verse. Sunita Mataji, yes. Sunita Mataji, are you there? Gita Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I had some issue. I'll read after Gita Mataji.
Yeah, sure. Next one you can read. No problem.
Yeah. Prabhuji, can you increase the font, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment. Is this better?
Yeah. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutha Stato Vijitendriya Yukta Ite Uchyate Yogi Sama Lostrastma Kanchanaha. Translation: a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self controlled. He sees everything whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
So one important point here is Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. Jnana means knowledge. Vijnana means realized knowledge. So no, this is theoretical knowledge. This is practical realized knowledge. See, it's very important. Why am I stressing on here? I'm telling you. In this verse, Krishna has so far spoken about Jnana. In the last, we saw Jnana Yoga, chapter 1 to chapter 5. He spoke about Jnana. Now he's starting to speak about Vijnana. Vijnana is about realization. Jnana is just knowing. Vijnana is about realizing it. Okay, it's about actually realizing what it is. So this is very important point here. Here we will see Srila Prabhupada speaking a lot about realized knowledge of Krishna consciousness. I mean, it's not enough if you have theoretical knowledge is not enough for sure. So that's what it says. Book knowledge without realization of the Supreme is useless. This is stated as follows. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriyaihi Sevan Mukhehi Jivvadav Swayam Eva Spuradyataha. Okay, I want volunteer to please read this translation. Read the translation, please. Sunita Mataji, you can read if you are ready.
Sure, Prabhuji. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. This is a very important connection to this verse. There's a very important connection to this verse. See, this verse is speaking about Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. That is, a person who is established in self-realization with Jnana and Vijnana, both, with realized knowledge. So such a person, he sees everything as the same, right? But bookish knowledge is not enough. I mean, what this is referring to is there are two kinds of bookish knowledge that are possible. One is our material degrees. See, one may have done MTech or LLB or MBBS or PhD, postgraduate, whatever it may be. That is material education. It is not spiritual education. You see, our material education doesn't even accept that there is a spirit soul, right? So spirit soul is the essence and the supreme spirit is the super soul. Super soul is God. And to know about God, his name, his pastimes, all of this, it is not possible for us by our senses. Experimental knowledge or experiential knowledge or any kind of empirical knowledge or studying some kind of books, material books, it is not possible to understand God. If we have to understand God, it is only possible by Sevan Mukhehi Jiva Adav. Sevon Mukhehi Jiva Adav means it's Seva Unmukha. When we are saturated by transcendental service of the Lord, starting with Jiva, starting with the tongue. Okay, we have to start, it starts with the tongue. So how do you serve Krishna with Jiva, with the tongue? Can anybody say how is it possible to serve God with tongue?
Namakirtana. Chanting, Prabhuji.
Chanting the names of Krishna and by taking prasada. By eating the remnants of which are offered to Krishna and by chanting the holy names of Krishna, we are using our jiva, the tongue. And by that service, then you will be able to understand. Then, Lord God becomes revealed to us. God becomes revealed to us when we start to chant the names of Krishna. That's why we stress that, you see, We are right now in chapter number 6. That's all right. That's nice. But by this kind of discussion, it's not enough. If you want to truly realize Krishna, Jnana is not enough. Vijnana is important. You have to realize. There must be some kind of realization. Without realization, you won't be able to continue. And that realization comes by chanting. Why? Because there is a link here. By chanting the names of Krishna, that means you are associating with Krishna or serving Krishna with the tongue. So it's not only tongue, jiva ado. That means we have to engage all our senses in the service of Krishna, but beginning with the tongue. So we begin by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So we are serving the Lord. And by serving the Lord, we are slowly getting some kind of realization. Practical realization is coming. You see, this practical realization is very, very important. Actually, there's a verse, okay, in Srimad Bhagavatam, which says, Bhakti pareshanubhavo viraktir anyatra chaisha trika ekakalaha prapadya manasya yathashanaha syu tushti pushti kshud apayanu ghasam. The meaning and translation is, devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, and detachment from the other things, these three things occur simultaneously for the one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, in similar way as that pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaging in eating. This is a very easy example to understand, okay? Relatable example. Okay, next time when you're hungry, just remember this. Okay, just what do you say? You eat, when you're eating your food, right? Observe whether three things are happening simultaneously or not. Next time when you're very hungry, okay, for the dinner, when you're about to eat your dinner today, you have to observe three things. Okay, note down. What are the three things? Okay. Number one, observe if you are, feeling nourishment. Okay, if you're getting the first of all, you should get pleasure that you're eating something. Oh, this is so nice. Oh, this is such a tasty food. Pleasure, number one, with every bite, increasing. Pleasure is increasing. Number two, nourishment, that you are feeling energetic. You are feeling very weak, tired, and you worked all the day and you're so tired now. And now you're taking bite after bite, you're getting nourishment. After every bite, you're feeling more and more strong. And then the third thing, relief from hunger. That you were very hungry when you sat down to eat, but as you are eating, your hunger is coming down. Correct? Three things are simultaneously happening. What are they? Pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger. So similarly, okay, just before we go to the analogy, tell me, is this a practical experience or not? Is this a daily experience, practical, or is this theoretical experience?
Starting experience.
Practical. Every day you are experiencing it. Similarly, when you do the devotional service to Krishna, three things happen simultaneously. Just like when you eat food, three things happening simultaneously, and you are practically experiencing. When you do devotional service of Krishna, first thing, if you are making notes, note it down. Direct experience of the Supreme Lord. You will get direct experience of Supreme Lord. See, for those of you who have started chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you have started to get the direct experience of the God. And for those of you who have not started chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but still hearing these Bhagavad Gita shlokas, you are getting some kind of theoretical knowledge, but you do not have any kind of direct experience. You do not have the direct experience that those who are chanting are getting. You are not getting that. So this is the number one, direct experience of Supreme Lord. Second thing, detachment from the other things. Detachment from the other things. That means we will start feeling like, oh, now it's a time for that serial. Earlier I used to watch some serial. Oh, now who's going to watch that serial? It's so, no, I don't want to watch that serial. This is so useless. Detachment from other things. And then devotion. You'll start getting devotion. I mean, start getting devotion. When you see Krishna photo, you'll feel very happy. And when you see Narasimha, you'll feel very devotional. So these three things simultaneously happen. So that means this is practical experience. This is called Vijnana. This is called Vijnana. So The point here is that a person who has knowledge and realization of God, direct experience of God, only will be able to control his mind and will be able to see even something very valuable or something very insignificant as the same. Correct? So if I give you a piece of paper and ask you tear it, you will tear it very casually. But if I give you maybe for example, what do you say, a 500 rupees note or a 1,000 rupees note or a 2,000 rupees note and ask you to tear it, you'll not feel like tearing it, right? I mean, it will be such a difficult exercise to do because you see, in our mind, we have certain value for certain things. So if you ask, if there's something very old, if you ask it to throw it, you'll throw it immediately. Okay, this is a useless thing. Okay, this stone, I'll give you and say, can you throw it? You'll throw it, throw it. It's just a stone, throw it. But if it is a very precious stone, if it's a very precious stone, you will be like searching for it. Even if it's a very small thing which fell down, you'll search all the house, right? So this is because in our mind we have different kind of value for different kind of things, but this is all material value, right? If you actually think about it at a very philosophical level, whether it is iron or gold, okay, it is just two metals in the periodic table, right? Iron is one metal and gold is one metal. That's it. They look different. That's it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's very valuable. It's just because other people value it, I am having a value for it. Because the society has value for it, I have value for it. If you actually think about it in depth. So that means we are almost like very much in society consciousness. I mean, what do society values? So I will value that also. If society doesn't value something, I'll not value that. But our alignment should be more towards what does Krishna value? What does Krishna value? This is more important. So this kind of, when you are getting this kind of consciousness, that what does Krishna want? What does he like? What does he not like? What does he want me to do? Right? Krishna explains in detail in the 12th chapter. When we are speaking about devotional service, we'll see Krishna explains what are the qualities that he likes in devotees. So then we will start to think, okay, this quality Krishna likes, okay, this quality Krishna doesn't like. Okay, so let me not be proud. Krishna doesn't like if I become proud. Like that. So this is practical realization. Okay, otherwise, what will happen is like we will see, everybody in the world today are proud and they want to be very proud, and those people who are very proud and they very proudly speak about themselves, they are very valued, right? But Krishna is not valuing that so much. So these are spiritual values. So to understand all of this, we need grace of Lord. We need grace of Krishna. We need association of Krishna. Not simply some scholarship, not by material degrees, okay, not by material degrees or not by mental speculation. You see, they're the impersonalists, they're always reading some kind of literature and they are trying to speculate all the time. They're thinking, okay, I'm not the body, I'm not the body. They're trying to think 100 times I'm not the body. Instead of thinking 100 times I'm not the body, it's better that we serve Krishna. It's just like this. Okay, there's a man who wanted to become a swimming expert. Okay, and he was reading so many books about swimming. Okay, what are the different techniques of swimming, how to swim, how to swim, how to swim. You can continue doing that forever, or you can simply enter into a small pool and start your journey of swimming. Which one is better? Which one is better?
Enter the pool.
Yeah, enter the pool, and then you may not become an expert altogether on day one. Okay, but you see this fallacious argument saying that I will enter into the pool when I become an expert. Will that ever happen without entering into the pool? Will that ever happen?
No.
You can't become an expert swimmer without entering into the pool, without being a beginner at the first. Okay, you have to be a beginner. Okay, whatever we learn, we are a beginner in the beginning. It's okay. But you have to start somewhere. And then you have to do something practically rather than reading books about different techniques. Just imagine there are two people. Okay, there's one person who is actually, going to a pool and trying to practice some basic strokes, doing some basic exercises. He's still not an expert swimmer. Maybe he's able to swim 1 meter, 2, 3 meters, a little bit, practicing and learning every day. There's one more guy who has read so many books on swimming. He has watched all the courses on swimming, and he knows all the techniques. I mean, theoretically, and these two people start to discuss. And the person who is like who has read a lot about swimming, he will ask, okay, what is your level? Tell me. So we'll say, well, I can enter into the pool, and I can do a little bit of swimming. Maybe a couple of meters, 2-3 meters, I can swim like that. Then what is the technique that you use? It's not. It's a very basic technique. It's like butterfly. I do it. That is useless. Do you know? That's completely useless. I tell you, I know 100 techniques. I know 100 techniques. There's so many things to be learned. You are at a zero level. You're waste. I don't want to talk to you. So you're understanding. So, but this person, who is better among these two? Tell me. Who is better?
The first one. The one who has
The first one
Oh,
who has learned to swim at least 1-2 meters, who is entering into the pool, is better than a
yeah.
person who is simply reading all the techniques of the world, but he doesn't have any practical experience. Similarly, spiritual life means, okay, we can hear Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters, 700 verses. We can memorize all the 700 verses also. And maybe we can give professional classes also, that Bhagavad Gita is like this, Krishna is saying like this, in this chapter, this is a link between here. We can go on, we can do all of this, but practical realization comes when we serve Krishna. And that service starts from the tongue. Practical realization comes when you start chanting. So those of you who are chanting, you may not be at a level where you are chanting the whole pure name like Haridas Thakur, you're getting devotional ecstasy at that level, but still you are much better than those who are not chanting at all. Just like the two examples that I've shown. Okay, somebody who is not entering the pool, simply going on hearing different techniques and doing nothing about it. Better is to just enter into the pool and swim. Better is to start chanting first. Okay, when we start to chant, we will start getting realizations. We will start to experience the association of God directly. Right? So then we will come to these stages, all these stages which is said here, that a person is able to see gold and iron at the same level. See, all of this will come, but not by going on hearing or reading books like that. I'll tell you one story. There was one Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami, he was staying in Vrindavan, near opposite to one Lord Shiva's temple. Okay, he was staying there and chanting all the time. He was a very great devotee of Krishna. And there was one devotee of Lord Shiva who worshipped him very nicely, and Lord Shiva appeared in front of him. So he asked me, can you give me the best thing that you have? Then Lord Shiva said, go to Sanatana Goswami. His ashram is just opposite to my temple. And ask him for the touchstone, Chintamani. The touchstone, if you touch any iron, it will convert into gold. So go and ask from him. Then he becomes very happy, and he goes to Sanatana Goswami and he says, can you give me the touchstone, Chintamani? Lord Shiva said, take it from you. He said, yes, it is present. It's there. I just put it there. You can take it. So it was almost in the garbage somewhere. Okay. So this person took that, and afterwards he started to wonder that if it was such a useless thing, I mean, if it was Chintamani is supposed to be so important, touchstone, it can create gold, but Sanatana Goswami didn't pay any value. He almost put it in a garbage there. It was lying in some corner there. So maybe it's not the best thing, right? So you see here, connecting back to the story, Sanatana Goswami is not giving so much value for that material thing. Okay, this is going to give me gold now. I will create gold, sell gold, and become a very rich person. No, but he was doing something else. Then this devotee went to Lord Shiva and asked, if this is the best thing, why did Sanatana Goswami discard it somewhere in the garbage? Then Lord Shiva said, there is something much more precious than this Chintamani. Go to Sanatana Goswami and ask him to give you the holy names of Krishna. Take, initiation from him. Then he goes and he says, can you please give me the holy name of Krishna? Then Sanatana Goswami gives him the holy names of Krishna, and then he starts chanting. So this is called the practical thing. So better than, any mundane knowledge and just theoretical knowledge of what are the different types of samadhi, what are the different type of spirituality. We can go on reading this kind of books, okay? It's not very useful. It's not very useful, okay? It's better we start something, okay? Do chanting, start chanting, and then all the realizations will follow, okay? Let's go. Sunita Mataji, will you read this?
Sure, Prabhu. Suhran mitrari udasina madhyastha dvesha bandhushu sadhushu api cha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. Translation: a person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So interesting. Suhrun Mitra Ari Udasina. Suhrun means, okay, let's see the synonyms also. Okay, clear. Suhrut means the well-wishers. Okay, the well-wisher. Suhrut means well-wisher. Mitra means friend. Different type of people, okay, whom we interact with regularly. Ari means enemy. Udasina means neutrals. Madhyastha means mediator. Dvesha means envious. Bandhushu means relatives. Sadhushu means pious people. Papeshu means sinners. So these kind of different type of people will be there in our life. There will be some people who are well-wishers. There will be some people who are benefactors, who are mitra, who are our friends. There will be some people who are our enemies. There's some people who are neutral, some people between mediators, some people envious of us, and some people who are our relatives, and some people whom we know are pious people. A person is said to be an advanced yogi when he is able to see all of them, with an equal mind. Samabuddhi vishishyate. Samabuddhi vivishishyate. If you are able to even see a sinner also, and a sadhu, sinner and a very saintly person with an equal mind, when you're able to see your best friend and somebody whom you don't like at all, right, with the same mind, right, then that's very nice, right? So it's like this. So there were two people who were speaking, and the first person said, this person, I can never forgive him. He has hurt me so much, I hate him. Then the other person said to him, remember, Krishna is present in everybody. So your hatred towards him is also hatred towards Krishna in that way. So with that vision, stop your hatred towards this person. Then he said, okay, I'll try. Right? So a quick exercise for you. You can try, maybe take a paper, pen, and try to make 3 columns, okay? Whom do you like? Whom do you don't like in life? And who are like in between? I mean, you don't have any, you're neutral towards them. It's like you neither like nor dislike. So now you just look at and reflect and see, will you be able to forgive or stop hating those people whom you don't like? Will you be able to see with the equal vision those whom you like very much and those whom you don't like very much? Try to do this exercise and then reflect. Then we will be able to understand what does it mean to be very advanced yogi. An advanced yogi is not having this kind of distinction. He's able to see the pure devotee is not seeing any distinction. Narada, he can go to Kamsa and talk to him. Okay, he'll go to Kamsa also directly and he'll speak to him. He can go to Ravana. He can go to Hiranyakashipu and speak. He doesn't have any enemies. Right? So similarly, Yudhishthir Maharaj. There's a name for Yudhishthir Maharaj. Anybody knows what's that name? It says that one who doesn't. Sorry?
Dharmaraj.
Dharmaraj.
There's another name which says that.
Ajatashatru.
Yeah, Ajata Chatru. One whose enemy is not born. See, Yudhishthir Maharaj is called Ajata Shatru. What does Ajata Shatru mean? Means his enemy is not born. Duryodhana, Arjuna had an enemy Karna. Bhima had an enemy Duryodhana. But Yudhishthir Maharaj didn't have an enemy. Duryodhana didn't hate Yudhishthir Maharaj. He didn't have any haters at all. There was nobody who hated him. So because he doesn't hate anybody, that's why nobody hates him. So this is something very exceptional, isn't it? So this is the science of advanced transcendentalists. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the next one, verse number 10. Who wants to read this?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna.
Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitah ekaki yata chittatma nirashira parigrahah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So let's see this. Just give me a moment. My screen is getting stuck repeatedly. Okay. So here Krishna is speaking about how a yogi should be living in a secluded place. Very nice verse. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashir aparigraha. Let's see the word to word meaning. Yogi means transcendentalist. Yunjita means must concentrate in Krishna consciousness. Satatam means constantly. Atmanam means himself. Rahasi means in a secluded place. Sthita means being situated. Ekaki, alone. Yata chittatma, always careful in mind. Nirashi, without being attracted by anything else. Aparigraha, free from the feeling of possessiveness. So a transcendentalist, in simple words, he should be engaged in Krishna consciousness always. He should be always engaged in Krishna consciousness. And he should be living alone in a secluded place. And carefully control the mind all the time. Control the mind all the time. And another important qualification for him is he should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. Aparigraha. Possessiveness, possessive nature. Okay, this is what we have, possessive nature, isn't it? So what is possessive nature? We say it's mine. Okay, just like you see small kids, right? They will be fighting, right? Two children, they'll fight. They'll say this is my toy. This is my toy. This is mine. No, this is mine. And adults will be laughing when they look at it. It's not both of yours. I bought it for you. Okay, it's a joke for the adults. Like we funnily enjoy when small children are doing it. But how many times are we also doing the same thing? Right? Saying that this is mine. No, this is mine. This seat is mine. Okay, this place is mine. I was sitting here yesterday. Right? So it's mine. You can't take this. This is mine. So this is the kind of thing. Okay, but an advanced devotee, a transcendentalist, is free from this kind of a possessive nature, right? So I'll tell you a story. Okay, there were two sadhus, okay, who renounced everything in their life. And then one day what happened was one sadhu came and sat under the tree. And the other sadhu came and said, "Excuse me, this is my tree. can you please get up? He said, what do you mean by your tree? It's not yours. Now it's mine because I already sat here. Then they started to argue each other. Argue. And then the argument was gone to a crazy level. Okay, and that's, no, how dare you say that this is yours? It's now mine. It's now mine. They started to, and it went to such an extent that they cursed each other. They said, you are hissing like a snake, you become a snake, right? And the other person also gives a curse, I don't remember what. So one of them becomes Agasura in Krishna Leela. So one of that sadhu became Agasura, one of the other person became something else. So this is the feeling of possessiveness. So they were devotees of Krishna, but then Krishna had to purify them. They had to become demons, and Krishna had to kill them and purify them because of their possessive nature. Right? They're fighting for the tree. They have renounced everything, but they're saying, this is my tree, this is my tree. Right? So like that. So, well, the point is like there are different practices that are present in spirituality. Okay, different types of realizations are there. 3 realizations. We always speak about 3 realizations. What are they? Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. 3 realizations. That is, the yogi, the jnani is after Brahman realization, who is doing impersonal meditation, who is meditating or mentally speculating about the all-pervading spiritual light of Krishna. Paramatma realization is the yogi who is sitting down and meditating upon the localized super soul, that is Krishna's plenary portion, Lord Vishnu, he is meditating upon. That is Paramatma. That is one realization. Bhagavan means Krishna realization. That is complete realization. So that means all of them are partially or fully Krishna conscious, more or less, because Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, they are 3 different features of the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whether it is all pervasive nature of is his light, and his plenary portion, localized super soul, is a plenary portion of Krishna, and Krishna is Bhagavan himself. So they are partially or fully Krishna conscious, these 3 kind of people. But among these 3, the topmost transcendentalist is the one who is a devotee. That is, who is after Bhagavan realization. Because when you have Bhagavan realization, you also have Paramatma realization and Brahman realization are covered within it. So it is called complete realization. That is why devotional service, Prabhupada says, it's a science. It's not a sentiment. So when we think of devotional service, we think, okay, it's just like whatever you feel like doing, you just do it. That's not devotional service. Devotional service is a specific practice. It's called sadhana bhakti. If you read the book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is explained. In sadhana bhakti, there are so many different rules and regulations and the different kind of limbs of that sadhana bhakti. How you should do sadhana bhakti. For example, rising early in the morning, performing Mangalarti, chanting the names of the Lord, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, going to the places of the Lord, right? Following Ekadashi, worshipping Tulasi, Maharani. All of these are there. These are all different limbs of sadhana bhakti. So at the topmost transcendentalist is one who is following the sadhana bhakti of Krishna. He is better than the yogi, is better than the jnani. Okay, because he has got a complete realization. He understands the complete truth. That Krishna's light itself is Brahman, and Krishna's plenary portion itself is Paramatma, and Krishna himself is Bhagavan. So whatever the approach is, they have to remain fixed in their practice, and they have to keep mind on Krishna always. And keeping mind on Krishna, concentrating the mind on Krishna is called samadhi. But unfortunately, the definitions have been changed. We see a lot of times, there's a lot of discussion in spiritual circles. They say samadhi is this is samadhi. Samadhi is not meditating on a candle. Okay, samadhi is not meditating on a pyramid. Okay, this is not samadhi. Samadhi means meditation on Vishnu. Okay, all the topmost yogis, they meditate on Vishnu. Okay, this is what we have to understand. Right? So, any questions so far? Any questions?
Prabhuji,
Yes, please.
maybe my mind suddenly thought of an analogy.
Yes, please.
It may be very silly, but just to share or to, it may help us understand this Brahman,
Paramatma
Paramatma,
and
and
Dharma.
Bhagwan. It's like this uniplanar view, two-dimensional view, and three-dimensional view
Okay, yeah,
to get the
multi-dimensional view.
depth.
Yeah, it's like having multi-dimensional view. Yeah, it's like
Yes, multi-dimensional.
complete three-dimensional is, you are seeing complete three-dimensional. Okay, maybe you're hearing about something. Okay, that's one kind of thing. You are seeing it on, let us say, on a laptop. That is one kind of experience. But you are actually coming to that place. That's like complete experience, right?
Yes. Or
Like,
watching that Narsimha 3D movie coming and, it's like that. You just get involved in it. You're totally into it.
right. That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you, Mati.
Krishna.
Thank you for sharing. So, what Krishna said here is we have to ekaki rahasi stitaha. That means remain in seclusion. Why is Krishna saying ekaki rahasi stitaha? See, the trend is not ekaki rahasi stitaha. It's the opposite. We all know that. The trend all over the world is urbanization. People from all the villages, they're selling their lands and they're coming to the cities to come into the concrete jungle, right, where the density of population is much more. It's the opposite is not happening. People are not going from cities to villages or to places where there are less number of people, but it's the opposite that's happening, right? So but Krishna is recommending ekaki rahasi stita. Why do you think it's so important to be secluded or to do spiritual practice for the sake of meditation? I just want to hear from you. Why do you think Krishna is saying that? If you have to do
Because there,
meditation.
so
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, because there are less disturbances and you are more connected to nature.
Yeah, less disturbances and you're more connected to nature. Yeah, just imagine if you can go to some nice natural place, and you can sit and there's nobody who's disturbing you. Okay, there's no tension about who is going to come, who is going to disturb me, who is going to call me, what notifications will I get, what calls will I get,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
So many calls we are getting these days,
Mm.
right? So this marketing calls, so making our
Mm.
yoga practice very difficult, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Hundreds of calls.
Mm. Yeah.
And it will take us at least 30 seconds to understand that this is a unwanted call.
Unwanted. Yeah.
So disturbance, I mean, our flow of thought, we'll be doing something, the flow of thought is
Mm.
derailed completely, right? So
Yes.
that is a regular work only, it gets disturbed. What to talk about Krishna consciousness or meditation practice, trying to meditate, fixing your mind on Krishna, that is
Mm.
obviously will get disturbed when keep getting notifications, phone calls like that, continuous disturbances, so much of noise in the city, not possible. So that's why Krishna is saying
Mm.
remain in seclusion. Ekaki rahas. Ekaki means be in solitude. Ekaki. Rahasi stitaha. Rahasi means in a secluded place where nobody is going to come and disturb you. Okay. Actually, if you see all the bhajan kutirs of all the great acharyas, okay, I have been
Yes.
to, if you go to Vrindavan and see bhajan kutir of Rupa Goswami, right? We will
Mm.
see one bhajan kutir will be there. There'll be like a small room. They'll have a small room where they will sit and they'll be chanting. That's it. Or they'll be chanting under a tree. That's it. Either it'll be like a
Mm.
small closed room. That's it. And they'll be chanting, right? And
Mm.
I also went to this
Mm.
place in Karnataka where we saw all the samadhis of previous Vaishnava acharyas of the Madhva Sampradaya. I don't know how many of you went to there. Hampi, near Hampi it comes. Okay. Very calm, away from the Hampi. Hampi was a city at that point of time, ruled by Vijayanagara king, right? Vijayanagara kings. And if you cross the river, you have to cross the river and come in a secluded place. Okay, it's a very secluded place, and there's some kind of a hill there, and small caves are there. Okay, there's a cave there, and it was said that all those great devotees used to be sitting there, and they used to be chanting, and they used to be doing their meditational practices there. Okay,
Mm.
so
Mm.
yeah, that's the point that Krishna is saying here. Okay, and let's go to the next point that's given here. And at the same time, we have to understand the principle of Yukta Vairagya. We have to understand the difference between right renunciation and false renunciation, because when we speak about all of this, our mind will start saying that, yeah, this is not possible. Spiritual life is not possible. Me being in this city, okay, in this life, it's not going to happen now. I have to wait for a time when I'll get retired. I'll buy some farmhouse, okay, far from the city. At that point of time, I'll not be thinking about anything. Everything would have been done. All my kids, everybody settled. I'll sit there, aram se, and I'll chant like Rupa Goswami. Okay, so this is again another kind of a trap of mind. Okay, so we have to understand what's the difference between right renunciation and false renunciation. So right renunciation is, see, whatever you may be doing, wherever you may be there, use your tools, use your talent, use your knowledge, use your body, everything in Krishna consciousness. Use it in service of Krishna. So for example, okay, let us say there was a lawyer who came and said, I want to become a devotee of Krishna. I want to become a devotee of Krishna. How can I serve Krishna? Like that. You know, he can help. The lawyer can use his talent in case there is some kind of a litigation that's happening for Krishna's temple. He can fight it out. There are so many litigations. We saw Ram Mandir litigation that was happening, right? And we saw who was the lawyer who was fighting for Ram Mandir? Was it Ram Jetmalani? I forgot. So there were some lawyers who were fighting for Ram Mandir. So use your talent for Krishna, right? So there was one nice architect who used to be building houses, okay, who came in touch with Srila Prabhupada. And he was very much attracted to Krishna consciousness philosophy. But again, at the same time, he was not like a regular devotee chanting and all of that. But he was very talented. He was very extremely talented. And he came to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, can you help me design temples for me? Okay, we have started a worldwide movement now, and I want you to design this ISKCON temple. And he used to come up with such beautiful architectural diagrams. And he made such beautiful designs, you know, which stood out so nicely. And he built so beautiful temples of ISKCON. And later in his life, what happened was, I told you he was not a regular devotee. He just left. After Prabhupada left, he was doing his regular work, everything. When he was about to die, somehow the devotees came inside their house and they started doing kirtan. And then he was able to remember Srila Prabhupada, and he was able to remember Krishna, and he left his body. You see? The lesson is, you don't have to give up everything what you're doing. Okay, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm so and so. Don't have to give up everything and say, no, let me just go to the banks of some river or Rishikesh and start meditation. I'll throw away everything. No, don't need to do that. You can use whatever you have in Krishna's service. That is a better way to do it than to falsely renounce everything and try to do something extreme. Okay, this is very important that we have to understand. This is the practical, advice of the acharyas. This is which says, prapanchikya. There's a nice verse here. Prapanchikya buddhya harisambandhi vastunaha mumukshibhi parityago vairagyam falgu katyate. That means if we give up all those things which are helping us in Krishna consciousness, that kind of vairagya is not a good vairagya. We should use everything in Krishna consciousness. That's the point. Use everything, use the tools that you have to serve Krishna, somehow or the other. Okay, that's very important. I remember I took my son to Mayapur, and then we met one Swamiji there, Bhakti Vijay Bhagavat Maharaj, and I asked him, Maharaj, please give him a nice blessing that he becomes a very good devotee. Right? And Maharaj said, I will give him blessing that first he become a very good student. Let him become a very good student and get good education. And then he can use his education in Krishna consciousness. Okay? So that's an interesting perspective, right? So we don't have to throw away everything that we have. We can use it in Krishna consciousness. Okay, that's the important point. Let's go to the next one. Verse 11, 12. Who wants to read?
May I, Prabhuji?
Shall I read, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, but if Bhagavad Gita is with you and if you can read from the book, that's better. There's some problem with mine. Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11, 12.
Shall I read?
Yes, whoever has the book handy and ready to read. Yes. Please go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna.
Any one of you who has the book ready and
शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य
Hare Krishna.
स्थिरमासनमात्मनः
one of you, yeah, one of you have started, right? Okay, the next one can take over the next look. I'll give you the next chance. Okay.
नात्युच्चिष्टं नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरम् हरे कृष्ण
Next, Tatraikagram.
तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगमात्मा विशुद्धये हरे कृष्ण
Okay, thank you. The other devotee, Mataji, who wanted to read, please read the translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the traditional way of doing yoga. So when we say we are celebrating the World Yoga Day, correct? And we talk a lot about yoga. So, but you will see here, Krishna is speaking about how to do yoga. And this is the actual definition. This is the correct way of doing it. This is the authentic way of doing yoga. So what has happened is, there has been a trend in our country trying to neutralize everything, to remove the religion part of it. You see, just to make it secular. In that attempt to make things secular, we have removed God out of everything. So wherever possible, we try to remove God. So yoga system, for example, even if you do Surya Namaskar, there are some mantras you say. It is called Surya Namaskar. It is not some other wall Namaskar. It is Namaskar to Surya, isn't it? Surya Bhagavan. And there are mantras. So all the mantras have been eliminated from the yoga system. So like that, the purpose of the yoga system has been whitewashed, and it has become some kind of a whitewashed system where there's no God, there's no spirituality, there's nothing. And this yoga system, okay, do you want to become thin? Okay, I'll teach you yoga, you become thin now. It has come to such a stage now. Okay, but you will see here that yoga is not that at all. Okay, it's not at all about how to become thin. Krishna is not saying anything about weight here or about health here. He's only speaking about purifying oneself, purifying the heart. And in the next verse, it will become more further clear. What is the purpose of yoga? Okay, we will see. Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye. This is the purpose of yoga. Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye. The purpose of yoga is to purify our heart. Our heart is currently dirty with a lot of things like desires, angers, enviousness towards others, malice, pride, and all of these unwanted anarthas. We want to get rid of, we want to clean it. So the system Krishna is explaining, Shuchau Deshe Pratishtapya. Shuchau means pure. Shuchau Deshe means a pure place. What is a pure place? What is the purest place in our house? What is the purest place in our house?
Where we keep
Temple.
God.
Temple, wherever your
Temple.
temple room, wherever your God's temple, right? Like that. And what is the purest place in a city? Let's say
Temple.
a temple like that, a temple like that. And if you see, okay, what's the purest place? What is a comparatively purest place within a state? If you see, there'll be certain places of pilgrimage, isn't it?
Holy places.
Holy places.
Yeah.
So Krishna is saying, go to a holy place. Rishikesh, Haridwar, like that. There are some holy places where traditionally so many people in the past have gone there, sat down and meditated upon Lord. They've done so many different kind of tapasyas. So many Leela stories are there where great devotees have worshipped, done tapasya and got darshan of the Lord, right? So for example, the place I'm staying right now in Hyderabad, okay? So we have a place here called Yadadri, okay, and there was some rishi who was meditating and who was worshipping, doing tapasya, and he got darshan of Narsimhadev, like that. We have Bhadrachalam. So there was one great devotee who was meditating there, and on that hill he got darshan of Lord Ramachandra. You see, like that there are so many places where we can go there, and then stiram asanam atmanaha, and get a nice seat. Okay, seat, again, we are used to sitting in a chair now, but traditionally sitting on a raised platform in Padmasana or different kinds of asana. And traditionally they put a deer skin and then they sit, and that's a traditional way of chanting. Nati uchritam, nati nicham. It should not be too high, it should not be too low either. It should not be like flat on the ground, nor should it be too high that you're finding it difficult to climb itself. It should be something like that. Tatraikagram mana kritva yata chittendriya kriyaha upavishyasane yunjat yogam atma vishuddhaye. Ekagram means with attention. Ekagram means attention. Mind should be completely controlled. Indriya kriyaha, all the senses should be controlled, and we should perform yoga for atma vishuddhaye, for purifying the heart. We should sit on a nice asana and put a deer skin and put a soft cloth there. Now don't ask me where can you find deer skin. It's actually not legal to buy deer skin now, okay? So yeah, but yeah, you can get a soft cloth and you can sit down and meditate. Okay, so we'll go through the purport a little bit here. Let me scroll down. So here it says, sacred place refers to Prayag, Mathura, Vrindavan, Rishikesh, Haridwar, like that, especially where the pure holy rivers like Yamuna and Ganga flow, right? So obviously this is not possible to be executed by Westerners, obviously, because they don't have any access to Indian cities at all unless they come here, right? We see that we're seeing so many foreigners who come to India. We see so many in Haridwar and Ganga Ghat. So many different people who are interested in spirituality come here, especially for Kumbh Mela also so many people came. So this is a very interesting purport. Let's go through that. Prabhupada is saying, the so-called yoga societies in the big cities may be successful in earning material benefit, but they are not at all suitable for actual practice of yoga. So yoga is a very nice business for sure, especially the formula is, there's Westerners who come and they practice nicely. I mean, with no offense to them, to all the yoga teachers, no offense, just telling you. There's so many people from the West who come to India and they learn from great people in Pune. There was one great master, I forgot his name, was very popular in yoga. Iyengar yoga. So they stay with him, learn for 10 years or something, and they go back to their countries and they become very successful. They start big yoga ashrams. And they're naturally very good at business. They know how to market, things like that. And they'll make a little bit of, some twist for it. They'll put some yoga. They'll add their own twist to it. And say this yoga or that yoga, they'll market it like that. They'll have nice website, nice testimonials, and they'll make a nice business. But Prabhupada is saying this is actually not at all the actual practice of yoga. This is not yoga. Sitting in a foreign country, just sitting with and doing something is not yoga. Okay, the process is, it's not possible in Kali Yuga at all that you can find a secluded place. And even if you can get it, it's very difficult to execute this yoga process. It's not possible in the Kali Yuga to do this, to execute. I mean, just think about this. Okay, if I will say that now, if I announce now, okay, let us say, just for fun, that we are doing Yatra to Rishikesh next month, how many of you will be ready for it? Okay, I'll say 15 days Yatra. Okay, there'll be thousands of things that will come into our mind. What about my leave? What will happen to my I have to my kids, they have to go to the school. I have so many other things to do. What will happen to my shop, right? What will my boss say? 100 things. Not possible. Even if we go there, we cannot stay there for more than 2 weeks and we'll have to come back. Ani. That's why Brihannaradaya Purana, it is said in Kali Yuga is not the play, it's not the suitable age for this kind of meditation system. You see, in the previous yugas, I'll tell you, so many stories are there. Great dynasties, great kings have come, right? Prachina Barhi and Rishabhadeva, Bharat Maharaj, who have renounced everything and they went to the forest and they meditated for thousands of years. Okay, the numbers are very staggering. You see, the Vishwamitra Rishi did meditation for 10,000 years. And there was some disturbance by Menaka and he lost it all the 10,000 years lost. And again he had to restart. Again some other disturbance, another 10,000 years lost. Again he did tapasya and he became Brahmarshi. 10,000, I'm talking about 10 days. 10 days we don't have time. Practically. Yes or no? We don't have 10 days to spend. Forget what about 10,000 years? Kali Yuga, it is said in the Kali Yuga description, it is said that people of Kali Yuga do not have a long life. So it says, Kalena Alpaisha Sabya Yugavasmin Yuge Janaha Mandasu Mandamatayo Mandabhagyahi Upadruta. That means Alpaisha Sab. Alpaish means people don't live long. So unfortunately there'll be some accident, something will happen. We are seeing so many cases of very young people getting heart attack and dying. Short life and slow in self-realization, manda, and sumanda matayo, misguided, upadrita. Upadrita means disturbed by various anxieties. So in this Kali Yuga, in this urban life, the best means of spiritual realization is chanting the holy names of Krishna. That is Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyatha. This Brihannaradaya Purana is saying. That means in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance of chanting is the holy name of Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. So what does it mean when you repeat something 3 times? Tell me, when you say something 3 times, what does that mean?
It is established permanently in our subconscious mind.
Yeah, it's just to
Insisting.
emphasize it to us that do not think that there is some other alternative. It is only this, it's only this, it's only this. Again, it's saying 3 positives and 3 negatives. 3 positive is Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva. Already 3 times positive done. Eva Kevalam. Only that. Now 3 negatives. Kalau Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva Gatiranyatha. Again, no. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. This is the only way. This is the only way. In Kali Yuga, this is the only way. In the other yugas, it is possible. Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnu. In Krita Yuga, you can do this kind of meditation. The great kings used to go for meditation. They used to live for lakhs of years. Okay, for them, spending 10,000 years in a forest is not a big deal. For us, even 10 days we cannot get. That is not possible. Okay, that's the point. Let's go to the next verse, 13, 14. Who wants to read this?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Text 13-14. Samam kaya shriyo grivam dharayanam achalam striyaha samprekshya nasikagram svam dishashchana valokayan prashantatma vigatabir brahmachari vrute stitaha manaha samyamya macchito yukta ashita matparaha. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Translation. Yeah.
Translation. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the art and make me the ultimate goal of life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So nice. We'll go through the synonyms also. Samam means straight. Kaya means body. Shira means head. Samam Kaya Shira Grivam. So straight body, head and neck. So all of you, if you are sitting reclined, just try to sit straight first. Okay. First of all, your consciousness will change. Try to sit straight. Okay, completely you become attentive. Your consciousness will change. Okay, that's the way you are supposed to think. Dharayan, holding, achalam, stiraha. Sampreksha, looking, nasikagram, swam. Looking at the tip of the nose. And anavalokayan, not looking anywhere else. Prashanta, unagitatedly. Vigatabi, without any fear. Brahmachari vrate stitaha. That means taking a vow of celibacy. And completely subduing the mind. And matchittaha, I told you the other day, matchitta is a special word for us because matchitta translates to Krishna consciousness. Matchitta means, mat means Krishna, chitta means concentrating the mind. So being Krishna conscious. Yuktaha means the yogi. Asita matparaha means we should make the ultimate goal as Krishna. And that's how we should sit down and meditate. This is the yoga system that we are supposed to be teaching. How did we change this? We've changed everything. So we're spoiling the whole system, okay? And we have brought down the power of yoga system from something that can deliver people, give them liberation, to something that will burn calories, okay? This is not correct because we have completely removed Krishna out of yoga. Then that's not yoga at all. Here it's very clearly written, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. That's the process of understanding yoga system. Okay, let's go through this nice purport. Not all of that, but some of them we'll just discuss. Here it says, the goal of life is to know Krishna, who is situated in the heart of every living being as Paramatma, in the four-handed Vishnu form. Okay. Just put your right hand on your heart, okay, and that's where Krishna is, okay. He is present in his four-handed form as a Vishnu, okay. That's there, okay. To realize him, to know him, that is the goal of life. So this is the yoga practice, to see the localized form of Vishnu. That is the only purpose of yoga, not any other purpose. So he is a representative of Krishna who is in our heart. And a person who has no program to realize this Vishnu Murti is usually engaging in a mock yoga practice and certainly wasting his time. The people who are going on different packages, Shunya, Vipassana Yoga, 15 days of silence, switch off your mobile phone, we will give you some kind of bland food to eat. This is all waste of time. Okay, it's all waste of time. It may give you a little bit of peace of mind because they will anyways not allow you to use your phone. But actually, even peace of mind is not guaranteed because we may become very anxious about what has happened to my business, what happened to my kids, all of that. But it's a waste of time. Okay, it's very clearly, it's a waste of time. Its purpose is to realize Krishna is the ultimate goal of life, and that Krishna is present in our heart as Vishnu, and we have to realize. Okay. And another interesting point is one has to be complete abstinence from sex life. Therefore, one has to leave home and live in a secluded place, remaining seated as mentioned above. Prabhupada's purports are very strong. One cannot enjoy sex life daily at home or everywhere elsewhere and attend a so-called yoga class and thus become a yogi. This yoga has become a mockery. Because we see in all over the world people are doing yoga, but they are not abstaining from sex life, right? They're not following brahmacharya at all. So without following brahmacharya, this is completely mockery. It's a mockery, right? And one has to see, the point is, why is it said that we should follow brahmacharya? Is brahmacharya, it said, out of all kinds of sense gratification, see, one has to practice controlling the mind and avoid all kinds of sense gratification, of which sex life is the chief of the sense gratification. That's why we obviously, a serious yogi should be abstaining from it, from the any kind of sense gratification, starting with the sex life. That is brahmacharya. That's why Krishna said brahmacharya vrate stitaha. Very clearly Krishna said. And here there's some more interesting points here. What is brahmacharya is abstaining from sex indulgence in work, words and mind also. Not even thinking about sexual life, not even talking about it. That is brahmacharya. I mean, let alone performing it. So no one can perform correct yoga practice through sex indulgence. That's the opposite of yoga, actually. Okay. So this brahmacharya, that is the reason why we say brahmachari. Our Vedic system is created that from childhood, the children at the age of 5, they are sent to Gurukula, to the spiritual master. And then they are being given a strict discipline to become brahmacharis. And they are strictly, the sex life is obviously prohibited. And they are brahmacharis until they are married. And the purpose is this, that they become nice yogis. They are able to focus their mind on Krishna properly. Otherwise, there cannot be any advancement, whether it be dhyana yoga, jnana yoga or bhakti. Okay, now let us see something very interesting. Okay, there's a very nice point coming here. Just look at it. One who, however, follows the regulations of married life, having a sexual relationship only with wife, that also under regulation, is called a brahmachari. It's called a brahmachari. So, one day Srila Prabhupada was talking to his disciples who were married. Okay, please don't mind me telling this. His disciples were asking, some of them were grihasthas, some of them were unmarried disciples. So they're asking, somebody asked, so is it permitted to have a sexual relationship with a wife? Prabhupada said, yes, it is allowed. But only for the sake of getting children, begetting Krishna conscious children. In that way, that is allowed. But they said, that's not possible. And you have to do Garbhadan Samskar also. You have to chant at least 50 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on that day. And then somebody said, but what happens to the relationships? The relationships will break without sexual relationship between husband and wife. And I said, okay, then in that case, maybe they can do one time, the householders can have sexual relationship once in a month. Then one of the disciples said, then what is the use of it? There's no point of it. Then Prabhupada laughed and said, yeah, that's the point. It's better you leave it. It's better you forget it. That is the idea, right? So what it means here is that under regulation, okay, a bhakti yogi is under regulation. Okay, it's a regulated life. That is a grihastha. I'm talking about grihastha. A brahmachari, forget about it. There's no possibility, not even through mind, not even in words. One should be thinking about sex life. Another interesting point that is here is a regulated householder brahmachari. Prabhupada is using the word householder brahmachari. That means a person who is married, but he is still called householder brahmachari, grihastha brahmachari, because he is having a very regulated sex life with his wife, under regulation. Okay, so that's why he is called as a householder brahmachari. Such a householder brahmachari may be accepted in the bhakti school. Their only hope for the people who are married, their only hope of liberation is bhakti yoga. Because jnana and dhyana schools do not even admit householder brahmacharis. If you want to be a perfect jnani, you must be a sannyasi. There cannot be a householder who will come and say, I'm a jnani. That is not allowed at all. Or even dhyana also, or even yoga also. A yogi cannot say, I'm married and I'm a yogi. That is not even allowed. Only Bhakti Yoga, for the householders, the only option is Bhakti. Why? Because Bhakti school, householder brahmachari is allowed controlled sex life, because the cult of Bhakti Yoga is so powerful that one automatically loses sexual attraction being engaged in the superior service of the Lord. So we can see great devotees. We see great alvars, acharyas. If you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had 10 children, right? And he's called as the seventh Goswami. And we see the story of Ananta Alvar. Ananta Alvar was such a great devotee who was in Tirupati, and Lord himself has come to him and used to be talking to him. They're such great devotees. He was married. He was doing service. I'll tell you one story of Ananta Alvar. Okay. So Ananta Alvar was a great disciple of Ramanujacharya, and this Ananta Alvar, he was given a instruction by Ramanujacharya that you will nicely take care of the deities of Tirumala Balaji, Tirupati Balaji. We all know Tirupati Balaji. Tirupati Balaji deities, Ananta Alvar was the first person who was worshipping. I mean, after they realized that it is Vishnu. Earlier they thought it is, I don't remember, Kala Bhairava. They thought it's Kala Bhairava deity first. Later, Ramanujacharya had to come and explain that this is Vishnu. Then Anantacharya started doing the worship of Vishnu. So at that point of time, he said instruction that you will go to the, early morning, you will get the fresh flowers, which are just freshly opened, and you will make a nice garland and offer to the Lord. And he explained intricate details about how to serve the Lord, the deity of Balaji. So like that, every day, very carefully, he and his wife, they were doing the service. Right? So they were digging and making the garden and getting the flowers and then plucking, and then nicely making the garland and offering to the Lord, like that. And his wife was pregnant. So, and Lord Balaji, he came himself when he saw that these two devotees are so seriously engaged in Krishna consciousness. So he said to Ananta Alvar, he came in a form of a small kid, and he said, "Sir, I see that you're very tired. Why don't you take some rest?" First he goes to the wife and says, "You are a pregnant woman. Let me do, please go aside. I will dig this and plant the flowers here. I mean, flower seeds, so that flowers will come." Then she said, No. You talk to my husband. He will not allow. So Balaji, in the form of a small kid, went to Ananta Alvar and said, "Sir, why are you digging? Let me do it. I will do it for you. Please, you are very tired. From morning you're doing it. You're so tired. Okay, let me do this." He says, please don't disturb me. I'm seriously doing the instructions. I'm following my instructions of my spiritual master. Kindly don't disturb. Please leave from here. Ananta Alvar said like that. But again and again, that small boy was coming and saying, please, let me do it. And then he started doing it. He started digging. And Ananta Alvar became angry on him. "You are taking my service." And he threw a plow or something on him, which we was using for digging that. And that hit that boy here, and it started bleeding. And then when he went inside to the altar, he saw that the Lord was bleeding from here. It was here, it hit him here, okay? And then he had to apply some camphor there. Even today when you go see Balaji, you see that there will be camphor applied here. That is because Ananta Alvar has thrown a plow on that kid, who was Balaji himself, who was trying to take his service. And he was so fixed in his service that he didn't want to lose his service. So, the point here is that doesn't matter whether you're a brahmachari or a grihastha. In Bhakti Yoga, it doesn't matter. Because when you become so engaged like Ananta Alvar, there is no attraction towards that. Sexual attraction is not there. So obviously, they'll be very, very advanced devotee, right? And here, let's just continue this and close this verse. It says Vigata B means without any fear. If you want to be fearless, okay, you should be Krishna conscious, right? It says in the Bhagavatam that Bhayam Vitiya Abhi Vineshavad Syad Ishad Apetasya Viparyayo Smriti. That means fear comes when you forget Krishna. And when you remember Krishna, it is fearlessness. A Krishna conscious person is fearless. He doesn't worry about anything in the world. Okay, let anything may happen, I am not scared. That is a Krishna conscious person. That is called the topmost yoga. Okay, so I think we'll stop here. Any questions anybody has?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
In that one verse, when we say about self-realization,
Yes, please.
we have to establish in self-realization is called a yogi.
Yeah.
In text 8.
Okay.
So now this self-realization, the self indicates attributes to the soul, and the realization is what is it that we should realize to, I can't understand the meaning of self-realization, Prabhu.
Prabhu, self refers to two. One is self and super self. Self is me, that is Atma. I'm not the body, I am the soul within. That is Atma, right? And the super soul within, the super self, the super soul, that is also the higher realization, Paramatma. Atma and Paramatma. That's why it's called Atma and Paramatma. Self-realization to realize about, first of all, who am I and who is God? What's my relationship with God? This is self-realization.
Sure.
Okay. That is self.
Okay. Then what is that realization? What can we realize, Prabhu? I mean,
Realization, I told you one example. Realization means when we eat food, what kind of realization do we get? Do we get something? I told you the example. There are three things that are happening. Three things that are happening.
Yeah, taste.
Right? We are getting some nice nourishment, right? You are feeling happy and you are getting some, right? You are getting pleasure, right? Three things are happening. So similarly, when you are doing devotional service of Krishna, Pareshanubhava means directly you will be able to associate with Krishna. We will be able to directly associate with Krishna. It is direct association of Krishna. We can directly experience Krishna's association when you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Sure.
That is like a beginning, but when we completely become established in that, we will be able to completely really, when we are saying this, when we are in the class all the time, we say, okay, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. But after I step out of the class, I may forget it. Correct? After I step out of the class, I may forget, or somebody, some auto driver may come and talk to me and I suddenly may scold him. Self-realization is to remain, knowing this knowledge even here when we are here in the class and outside the class also. That's real. This is a complete realization that, you are actually, you actually realize that everybody is part and parcel of Krishna and you are not the body like that. That is practically, we are able to realize presence of God and our identity.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Devotees?
But is this verses from 10 onwards, is it a process of Ashtanga Yoga or something like that?
This is Ashtanga Yoga. Krishna is explaining about Ashtanga Yoga process. This entire chapter is about Ashtanga Yoga. Dhyana Yoga. The name of the chapter is called Dhyana Yoga.
Yeah, Dhyana. Okay, take it. Right.
How to meditate, how to get the Paramatma realization. How to
it looks very difficult, Prabhu. Yeah. Because when you say that you have to look at the tip of a nose, my head sort of, goes for a chakkar. Yeah. I can't look at the tip of my nose. Is that a defect or, some problem with the mind, is it?
Prabhu,
I don't know. I'm sorry, shouldn't ask that question.
No, that's fine.
Not relevant.
No, it's relevant.
The process is quite difficult, Prabhu. At this,
the process is not so easy. Earlier days, our culture, Indian culture, yoga was very much integrated in that process. It used to be taught in our schools, and I'm talking about real yoga, real yoga which can lead to something tangible spiritually. Just like, for example, we'll be surprised to know Dhritarashtra, father of Duryodhana, at the end of his life, he did Ashtanga Yoga, Shatchakra Yoga he did, and he left his body in that Shatchakra Yoga and he went to impersonal liberation. He got Brahman realization. Dhritarashtra. So if Dhritarashtra, we can imagine that what level of training is there.
Oh my God.
Dhritarashtra is also very well trained. That means
Yes.
that kind of training is missing today for us. We don't have any kind of training or access to that advanced yogic meditation practices. All we have today is like some basic exercises, some basic breathing exercises, and basic yoga
Yes, sir.
postures is all we have right now. So for us, it
Yes.
may be difficult. There may be, we can't say nobody is there. That's not what we are saying. Prabhupada also didn't say that. Prabhupada said there may be there, very rare,
Yeah.
1 in 1,000, 1 in million. There may be one really some very serious yogi who's really knowledgeable with all these processes and who's leaving his body from the Chat Chakra Yoga like that.
Yes, yes. ठीक है. Yep. Okay. Hare Krishna. Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, devotees, we'll stop here. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Dandavat.
Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.